Veel moet slechte hebben hier.
My mum, like everybody just knew her for being happy and funny, and everybody's got a story with my mum, like something funny that's happened. And I don't know what it was, but she just always had a way of making you feel good about yourself. Like, whenever you saw her, you just always left her feeling happier than what you were. I think she had that impact on a lot of folk. If she went missing and stuff, it's just been a big, like, the best way to describe it's like a cloud of smoke. Like, I don't want to ever think that it's happening and it's real.
Morning, folks. Lots of familiar faces in this room, which gives me the absolute confidence that we'll deal with what we're actually going to deal with here. And this is what we're actually going to deal with. Missing person, Julie Reilly. And the bottom line is there's suspicious circumstances as to her currently being missing. Our number one priority is, if at all possible, the safe recovery of Julie. Find where she is and attend to any needs that she may have. So, what could have happened to Julie? Well, she could have voluntarily absented herself for her friends and family for whatever reason, we don't know. She may have come to substantial harm or death at the hand of an as yet unknown person. We can't discount that she's been held against her will, unknown location for an unknown reason. If she has come to substantial harm or death, then why has that occurred? Has she been murdered? Potentially she could have self-harmed and she's in a place where we just can't find her. Stevie, give us a wee bit of background just about Julie, will you, please?
Julie is a 47-year-old female who lives alone. She's originally from Ayrshire. She suffers from a hypoxic brain injury where she was in hospital for 5 months.
Over the period of her life, she goes for periods without speaking to the family, but she always then gets back in touch.
Have you ever seen the woman before? No, yeah, that's fine, bud.
The 6th of February is a very significant date. It's the last day she used her bus pass.
She's never been reported missing before, albeit she's went long periods of time, but she's always come back or there's always been some kind of contact.
The purpose of today is to try and engage with the local community, gather information. I'm looking at Julie's background, I'm looking at how, as you would expect, how someone lives their life. There is nothing that I'm aware of that would lead Julie to suddenly flee or leave the area. I moved to major investigations in 2011. And at the start of it, when I was probably younger in service, A lot of it was around the thrill of the chase and getting that 10 seconds of energy when you've got that key piece of information that you know that that's the bit that proves this case. And probably, if you're honest, as you become more mature in the job, it's a difference that you can actually make to the victims' families in their darkest moments.
How's things been the last couple of days?
Just weird. Too long.
It's getting longer.
Bad. She's been upset this morning.
Yeah. Is it just the length of time that's worrying you a wee bit just now, is it?
I think so, aye. And I think so, but if she's not alright, how's she not been fun? That's my question, my thing now is, but if she's not alright, she would have been fun by now. Look who's all trying to fin her, look who's all the police and nobody can fin her, and that's what makes me hope so much she's alright. That's my wee clinch to hang on to. Sorry.
No, don't be daft, Lynn. How have you been, man?
Not bad. My power of strength, this woman.
The two of you bounce off each other well, but you do. If one of you is struggling, the other one's there. And staying so close together is a godsend at times like this. I mean, you're just across the road.
I just wish that she could be found one way or another. That's the position I'm in.
We're the same, and our whole inquiry is focused on that. Is finding Julie, finding out why she's missing.
Aye.
For whatever reason it may be.
I think she's lying somewhere, is she away abroad? I think none of these things. It's a million and one things every single day, and they're different every single day.
It's hard because you're wanting answers and you're waiting for answers, and I know every time I'm phoning you, your heart's going to skip a beat.
Aye. It is, and it's another week, but then that's I also keep thinking to myself, well, she's not been fun. They would have fun had been now. The dogs, the helicopter, the divers, somebody would definitely have fun had been now. So she might be alright.
It's a nice picture.
It is. I gave her that wee scarf.
Diary, it's dated 2017. First thing is mum's phone number, take that, so it's mum. Tuesday the 25th, due ESA. Yep, £235. 30th of January, which is Monday. Crisis Centre, put on 38 mil. CAT team, got put up to 40 mil.
My mum was quite ill. She was in rehab and she was in hospital for months.
And the entry for Sunday the 7th of May says Crisis Centre.
It's when she hadn't been to appointments and stuff, that's when I was like, I just knew something was up. Like, she would always go. She had a routine. She had to always do what she was supposed to be doing. She just always did. And it was weird that she wasn't going to the appointments, and I just thought maybe she'd met a guy and he was in trouble or something and she'd run away with him because she would do that kind of stuff, like, and she was daft.
More notably, Saturday the 28th, Mum coming, what's what you're doing with your something? Money? What's what you're doing with your money?
Grab a seat.
Oh, thank you very much.
Try the rubber.
We looked through the diary. of the things that we're seeing all the time, it confirms that she keeps a diary of everything, her ESA, her DLA, that's in there weekly. Her CAT team appointments are in there every week, her doctor's appointments, and then her diary is of what she does on a daily basis.
Everything's put in just to remind her, obviously probably because of her brain injury.
It sounds like then, would you agree that she's almost trying to relearn how to do some of the basic things?
Yeah. You're getting warnings to remind myself to do something, and then you're getting the actual date, the 11th of June, you're getting the fact that it is her mum's birthday. That certainly corroborates the fact that she's family orientated.
The bottom line is we can answer the question that there's nothing in the diary that would cause us concern that or show a plan for her to disappear.
Yeah, absolutely not. 100% not. None at all.
Okay.
So we're just going to be going to a house at Shield Hall Road. This is the house of a missing person, and we're going to do a forensic examination on it. We need to build up a picture of why she's missing and how she's missing. Maybe trying to establish if there has been any violence in the house. We need to get in there and make sure that there's nothing untoward. For me today, my kind of mission at the moment would be to identify any potential blood or what have you, and to get this place all photographed and get that done, and then tomorrow come up with a plan. Okay.
In a missing persons case, you're looking to go and see what you can find that might have shown that they've been injured there. Is there any blood patterns that show there's been any kind of assault? In that house, I was on my hands and knees looking for any blood staining, and I couldn't see anything at all. But as you started to look closer, I noticed some dropped blood spots, which were dilute. But it was all very disjointed, and it wasn't very obvious if anything had happened here.
Reilly has identified around the drum of the washing machine blood. But we're going to concentrate on there and there, and there's a wee kind of congregated bit of blood here. I'm going to need the biologist to do all the source lighting, which will give us a better idea of what we're looking at. Aye, definitely. So, all right, thanks a lot, Ali. Cheers, bye, bye. There's only a kind of small amounts of dilute blood down there. So at this stage it's really, really difficult to even interpret, what's happened there. But we'll get a plan, we'll get a forensic strategy meeting, we'll get our specialists in and see how we're going to progress this. Because at this point, we couldn't say that there's been an act of violence within the house just now.
I got a phone call from a hospital in Glasgow and just said that Julie never turned up for an appointment today. And at that point, I never thought much of it because I thought there'll be a phone call saying they've got her.
In a couple of days, and that was my genuine thing.
Because that was just Julie. Character or no
that was just Julie. So it was.
That was Julie, no phoning me, but she would eventually, you just left the phone, it would be her.
Aye, Mum. Quite the thing, as
if nothing had happened
the day before.
Ken, that's what Julie was like.
Yeah.
The last phone call I got for Julie, she told me that she was moving somebody in, a lodger in. She's thinking of moving this lodger in, and I disagreed with her. I said it was wrong, wasn't for her. But she said, he comes from Pennylee, I know him, he's okay. And I said, I think it's all wrong and that you don't need this. And she says, I'm not going with him. I said, the new. That's the answer again. And she says, it could be my carer. And I thought, oh no, this is getting worse. And she hung up because I disagreed.
Right.
And that's the
last
last
time
time
she spoke to her. You're waking up in the morning and you're opening your eyes, it's normal and everything's alright, nah. And then the reality, it hits you a hard punch right in the side of the head. Basically it does. Everything you thought about the day before runs through your head before the new stuff for this day starts running through your head, and what have I no thought about, as if that could be the answer to it. I'm alright if one car door shuts. If I hear two car doors shutting, that's when I got up to the window. And I look out the window.
Mum constantly in her head is going back to the last chat. Julie'd been in and out of relationships all her life, and I think her mum had thought that she'd maybe just getting herself back on track. And Mum's eyes off the drugs, you know, the best she's ever been, engaging with the family again, the grandson. And then the phone call about the lodger, then that's that contact stopped. And there's been nothing since then. I think they're always going to have the question of, what if I'd maybe went to see her? That's what's really got them.
Morning, folks. Okay, so around the turn of the year, and I don't have anything more specific than that, it is around the turn of the year, Julie becomes involved in a relationship with a male by the name of Andrew Wallace.
What's the last
confirmed sighting.
Aldi, Paisley Road West. She's with the boy Wallace.
On the 6th of February, which is the last known sighting, Andrew Wallace sends a text stating that he's going to carry out some form of scam on Julie on the QT LOL. So he's preparing some form of scam on the day that she goes missing.
Sign me up. This is the boy Andrew Wallace, who was living with the missing person at the time. So this is the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, and uses her card to buy stuff. It could be a top-up for a phone, I don't know. This is Aldi, Paisley Road West. So that's her card, it's a fraudulent transaction he's doing, buying his stuff. So you see him, he just skims it. He's only buying up to a certain amount, so he doesn't have to put a pin in.
He's interviewed in relation to the frauds, and he makes a no-comment interview. It's a very short interview. Andrew Wallace yesterday appeared on petition at Glasgow Sheriff Court and is remanded in custody in relation to a number of frauds. And we've got a short period of time, as you know, to work around what we've physically got. Key time frame is essentially between the 6th of February and up to the 10th of February. Between that time frame, Andrew Wallace attends another male's home address, and he's got scratches to the side of his face and his hands, and he's covered in blood. He provides an explanation that he was near to a roundabout on Govan Road, and he was hit by a truck, hit by the wing mirror of a truck, and he rolled along the side of the truck. But he goes into the bathroom and he washes the blood off himself, his hands, and he looks at him after he's cleaned up. He's got scratches on his face and on his hands. So that's the situation we're faced with right now. We need to basically find her alive or prove that she's dead. One of the two. Mr Wallace is in custody in relation to fraud charges concerning the use of Julie's bank cards. For me, it started the clock ticking. I have to look very carefully at the decisions I'm going to make in relation to Mr. Wallace, there's risk, and that risk is to the public by not getting sufficiency of evidence in the right timescales and potentially releasing an individual into the community that you've got concerns about. On first look in that property, it's not obviously a murder scene. We've got some drops of blood which are Julie's. It looks to be smeared, potentially cleaned. For me, that concerns me, and that means that we need to do further significant work at that scene to ascertain what's happened in there.
What number is that? Number 5 for carpet sample 2.
But what we might need to do is, right, heavy staining there. That shows you the amount of blood that must have been on there. Right, freeze, okay? I'm just going to suspend it just now because we've obviously got blood seeping through the carpet onto the floor, underneath the carpets. Basically, we've lifted part of the carpet from the living room and it's soaked with blood underneath. The blood seeped all the way through, quite a lot of it, so I'm going to grid the living room and lift all the carpets. All right, no worries. All right, I'll catch you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. I just spoke with the SIO there, just informing them of what we found there, so we're going to continue and try and... We're going to have to lift all the carpets in this house. These are going to go up to Gartcosh, the mark enhancement lab. There'll be a camera directly above, and they'll do the luminol procedure, which will give us a better idea of what we're looking at. So a very interesting development, not one that I was expecting, but nonetheless, we will do it.
Luminol is a chemical that is used normally for detecting trace amounts of blood or dilute blood. It's very useful in scenes where there is a suggestion that blood has been cleaned up. It reacts with the haemoglobin in your blood. This gives off a reaction in light, so we do it in darkness. We spray an area, and if there's blood staining present, you'll see a very typical blue-white glow.
Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Just give our eyes adjust a little second. Okay, we're going to start now. The initial results for the luminol was quite shocking, actually. I don't think we expected it. Here's the guns. So there's the footprint there. Do you see that in the middle, everyone? Where the toes are? You could see someone must have walked around with blood on their feet. It really just showed the extent of how much blood was actually there. I think they look like drag marks to me.
I think probably the best place to start is just look at the luminol pictures. So hallway, pretty powerful stuff. That's all areas of blood. I've never seen anything like this. Bathroom. Okay, it just gets worse. That one, I think it tells you a story, eh? I think I'm as confident as we'll ever really be as to what's actually happened in that location. From here on, Andrew Wallace is now a suspect for murder. We need to have in the back of our minds, we need to nail this on the person who's done this, all right? Because that's as bad as I've seen.
The priorities are, I want to lift the tiles in the bathroom first before we take the bath out. I want to get the side panel off today. Let's have a look at what's under the bath. So we've got to look at there'll be continuous water getting in there. So how far would any potential blood, matter, bone, it could go all the way out. And the wash machine will be the waste pipe. And I really want to have a real good look in that drum. She's met her death in there. And she must have been brutalised in there with that amount of blood.
Police said yesterday they were treating 47-year-old Miss Reilly from Govan's death as murder. They were appealing for information about 2 suitcases they say may contain evidence about what happened.
In relation to the suitcase, a witness tells us that Mr. Wallace comes into his house and he's hauling a large suitcase into the flat. And he asks him, what's in the suitcase? And he says to him, it's a deer. I was out in a car with another named person and we hit a deer. So we butchered the deer and the contents of the deer is in the suitcase. My job is to explore that.
My mum was quite ill with like drugs and stuff, so my gran adopted me. Since then I don't really ever remember like being with my mum, it was always my gran. Like, I've just grew up with my gran, that's what I feel. But she would always phone. She would try and be somebody else. And I would talk to my mum behind my gran's back and for weeks and then be like, I'm sorry Gran, I've been talking to my mum. And that happened a few times because I was always the one that was like, would forgive her for everything. I would always just be like, no, she's my mum, I'm not caring if she's not spoke to me. But then when I had Jax, I felt like my view on it all changed, because when you've got your own way and you think, how can anybody do that? And for a bit I did just resent her. Because I thought I've always just forgave you, I've never really understood it from mum's point of view. So I think I was quite cold with her the past year or so of her life. I felt off. I wish I never felt like that. I feel feel like I don't feel as if I've missed out. Like, I have, obviously, but I feel so much worse for her. Like, she deserved some normality in life. To be able to go out on days out with her grandson and her daughter and stuff, she deserved that. She made big changes. You just want somebody to, you want a phone call to say, like, this is wrong, we're wrong.
Right, folks, before I go on any further, can I just introduce two gentlemen who have very kindly come from the National Crime Agency up here to assist us in our inquiry. These are the most difficult cases. To be clear, since 2000 in Police Scotland there have only been 4 no-body murders, so we're in pretty elevated territory with the inquiry we're working on, so we'll take every bit of advice that we can. Just really want to take 20 minutes to go over the CV photographs with yourself. So I mean, look at that, I think that, is that, I don't actually think it's a more powerful photograph. This is all blood here, and we can obviously see it in the floor there as well. So, am I right in saying, essentially what we're looking at is scratch marks in the bath?
Yeah, there was quite a lot of damage along the bath.
I see the horizontal scores. It looks to me that a possible attack site could be the living room. But finally went to the bathroom.
When you know it's going to get really messy, it was the easiest place to clear up the bathroom.
Yeah, I think given the marks that are on the bath, which, you know, could substantiate if she's been dismembered, the smaller parts, bigger parts, I mean, it could be anything.
One thing we found from experience is that offenders, when they're faced with the dismemberment aspect, they don't appreciate just how difficult it's going to be to do that.
But if that's taken place, then it's either taken place because it's easy for disposal, or there's an issue around identification.
Pretty horrific stuff to go around with a body in a suitcase, or parts in a suitcase, or blood-stained articles in a suitcase. For me, the key, and the key for your work right now, is finding that suitcase.
Two scenarios that the disposal is all in one place and one large part of the body. Maybe the head and hands cut off, identification aspects, or whether we're looking at quite a number of small sites, and yeah,
it's horrendous. So this area is what we would call Govan.
Our suspect, is he born and bred round here?
He certainly he's been in this area for a while. For a few years, yeah, and his lifestyle, unfortunately, is drug dealing, so you'll know this area. But you could argue that it wouldn't be the most unnatural thing to see somebody walking down the road with a suitcase. There was an initial cell site assessment done that brought the officers down to this location. So it's an enormous area. So there's lots of kind of open stanks and culverts and things in this sort of area. That is the nearest point of relief, really, isn't it? If he's coming down here and he wants to get rid of that thing, that's the obvious point to go and do it. If you're going to put it in the water. It's amazing how many desolate areas there are in urban areas. You start to go, you could hide something anywhere, couldn't you?
says roughly 1 week before Drew is in the flat with the suitcase. They leave the flat, and as they open the front door to his flat, which is on the second floor, Drew Wallace is there. Hasn't heard them chapping, but Drew Wallace is just standing there. Apparently they don't speak. Going down the common close, they get to the front door of the common close. Drew Wallace says, "I've murdered a cunt." First thoughts are, why is he telling me this? I don't really know this guy that well. His phrase is, what the fuck's it got to do with me? The next thing that Drew Wallace says is something close to, "I need to get rid of a body." He says he might have been trying to get me to help dispose of a body, but he wasn't sure if he was serious and he absolutely didn't want anything to do with it, so they walked away. He said he was stressed, dishevelled, not his self-confident self.
Just going to go over with the verbals again.
So, verbal 1, "I've murdered a cunt." The next verbal is something close to, "I need to get rid of a body."
He remains a witness. He's told us what he's told us. It's satisfying from an investigative point of view, but you're right now, the only thing you think about is the family. That's the only thing you think about. It's not a sense of euphoria, it's just the family, you know. We've got, at some point in time, we're going to need to go and tell them what we know, so that's the thing that's right at the front of your mind right now.
I'll keep all these. I used to look at them every day. I ken it's all, most of the things you hear in the papers is all rubbish. But, unfortunately, I had to read the rubbish. There she is, front page, with the prints. It's a great picture too. And she was just so vulnerable. She would have opened her arms, it wouldn't have made it who you sent up there and chapped her door. If somebody chapped her door and says, "Hi Julie, I'm here to be your pal and care for you and love you," she would just have done that and put her wee arms out, and which anybody in her wee situation would have seen. The not knowing that is frying my brain. The things I've put in my head that's happened to her. It can't be that bad, it can't be that bad. But it can be. I can't. There she is. And there we are. Does it feel real? Miss it bad. So bad, so do. That wee face. How can you possibly do that to somebody? I'll miss her all the time, so I will. God love her.
You've plotted the cell IDs for these calls and it's come back with these locations. Well, essentially what we've got is a record of the telephone's movements between certain times. So if that text message is going, it should be over there. The phones generally tell a story because we know that there's a suitcase goes to a witness's flat on the 11th of February, but we also know that he travels to an area that's previously unseen in the inquiry on 2 occasions, Paisley Road West. So essentially what we're able to say is that at one point in time the suitcase is put in the boot of a car, it's taken to the area of my triangle, and we don't see the suitcase ever again. It's an area of shops, there are gardens, there are bins, there's lots of things there that would be of real concern for me.
You just want to start down that side and I'll get them to start the next street and the next one. Just in case there's anything underneath that. Okay, quite happy with that. We're looking for a tan leather colour suitcase and a Royal Navy blue suitcase is what we're actually looking for just now. And as you can see from the area around here, there's all sorts of stuff discarded in the back courts, from furniture, mattresses, and the search team actually have found 2 black suitcases disposed of and a couple of under the stairs cupboards as well. This is the first sector of what we have looked at in our initial 5 sectors, so there's every possibility that as the search progresses, yeah, we could find what we're actually looking for.
This is my wee book I have used since my sister went missing. I like to keep all my wee notes in it, but I also like to write my sister a wee letter every morning, and my niece. Julie's daughter, we lost her to cot death in 1993. But I like to write them both a wee letter every morning, and then I know I've said to them just exactly what I need to say to them. Not a good day yesterday for me, honey. I just can't get my head around the fact I won't see you again. So unfair. What you had to suffer at the hands of that thing. Mum's wee living room's nearly done. Just the carpet this morning and her unit hopefully built. How have you been since you left us, Hen? Is it better being with your angel daughter and all those other angels? I'm trying so hard to make life be normal, but how can we do that if that thing, who I don't have a name for, won't let us have you, Angel, so we can lay you to rest? How can we not find these suitcases as well, Hen? He knows. So why can't he tell where they are? It could be the closure that could help us, and so much, Mum, too, Hen. We just want to lay you to rest, so please, all my angels and their friends, please help us so you can be at peace with your wee angel girl. I'll speak to you both soon. Keep smiling and shining bright, my diamonds. I love you both so much.
It's obviously my opinion, but this suitcase looks like it's been here less a period of time than everything, all the other rubbish that's sitting about it. There's a lot of stuff in here which is like broken up bits of furniture. There's an old cooker, and this suitcase is pretty much tucked right into the corner. Doesn't look damaged really at all. Absolutely doesn't look like it fits in with its current environment. There's a black bin bag right underneath it, so is that foreign? Does that come with the suitcase as well? It's a decent potential, very similar to the description of the bag that we've been passed by the witnesses. It's old-fashioned, it's navy blue, the dimensions are pretty similar. The witnesses describe it having a handle in the middle. This one matches the description. It's probably like a lot of things in this inquiry. You don't know what you've got until you get it back, you get it analysed.
Sorry folks, this will be quick this morning. The postal were at 393 Paisley Road West on Saturday lunchtime, and they found a large blue suitcase. It was the right shape, right size. Campbell and Ali were doing some door-to-door in there, and they happened to notice a very nervous guy who was shaking like a leaf and had actually forgotten they'd put the suitcase out there, so it bottoms out, the bottom line. I think we're all under no illusions that we will unfortunately prove the death of Julie, but let's just not lose mind, focus around, we need to build that picture up before it, because that's the thing that will convict for murder. On the phone that we know he was using on the date in question, at 3:16 hours in the morning, the device carries out a search for fast and effective knife strikes. Then later on that afternoon, killing someone with a knife. And then on the 22nd of February, he searches into the Google Play Store for anti-tracker app. His handset's got over 3,000 photographs on it. There's numerous photographs of various types of hunting knives, blood-soaked knives, knives that are clearly used to commit murder, and a picture of a male standing over a clearly dead woman in a domestic setting with a blood-stained knife on the floor. Numerous photographs of suitcases, looks like he searched for suitcases. There's a picture of a medical procedure which says on it, tibial bone cut with bone saw. But can I tell you, there's not an awful lot of neutral stuff in there. That is pretty much everything you see. There's nothing about Celtic, Partick Thistle or anything else that you and I would consider as being normal. So very, very, very strange and very, very concerning.
Two-eight-seven, free to speak. Are you okay to speak?
Go ahead.
4287, I'm currently down at an incident, I don't know if you're aware of it, at Ardshiel Road. A neighbour came out and said to the cops, listen, I think we found what looks like a bone. Would it be possible to arrange for IB to come down for photograph purposes? It's a murder inquiry, so it's kind of urgent, unfortunately.
Intention for leaving the cell is we'll get IB, we'll get this photographed, but it's going to have to get sectored.
Yes, get it photographed, get it recovered, get it to the mortuary.
Yeah. The idea is a post-mortem.
Aye, that's what we've agreed. Okay, what size is this?
It's about that size.
Does it look like a bone or a...
Yeah, potentially.
I know.
Kneecap, I don't know.
Right, okay. Right, okay, I'll need to make a couple of phone calls, so I'll need to go onto the media, and I'll need to... I need to send Chris down the road. I need to send Chris down the road.
I mean, the reason we found this bad is because all you neighbours will be talking about finding flesh and missing persons.
We could do with getting some DOs here and start champing some doors and doing some door-to-door. So that we can actually even get a confirmation. Have you found anything out your back?
Aye, and let's have a look for now.
And let's have a look. All right, okay, good plan. Great, thanks guys.
Hi, boss.
Chris, how you doing? Can you speak?
Yep.
So the bottom line is, you're going to need to grab a neighbour, Chris, and start heading down to Auchinleck.
Okay.
I want to update the family that before the media starts to get a hold of this, that there's been potential. I'll need to think carefully about the words we're going to use, but I don't want to use the phrase body parts. But there's been items found in garden areas in Govan that are of concern to us. We just need to tell them that before the media started, because there's going to be a lot of forensic activity around about here, and I don't want 2 and 2 to become 9. I just want to make sure that they're aware of that. We're not saying it's Julie at this minute in time, But you know what I'm saying, Chris, yeah?
I know what you're saying, aye.
The pathologist, obviously, when he came into it, but he says, before we even looked at it and started it, he says it looks suspicious. I think their thinking is, obviously, if somebody came through here, or I think it's more than likely an animal's picked it up for whatever site and came through here. But if it is her, then the rest of us close by.
Obviously, we need to wait in the forensic activity, take every precaution that we can to recover these articles and work out what their origin is and take it from there. But the priority has been in this inquiry, it's always the family, and we need to make sure that the family are looked after. It may not be Julie, and I hope it isn't, but I would hate for them to find out from some other source as opposed to us, so the family have to be my priority at this minute in time.
Well, there's smaller, there's more getting found. There's ones you see further in, potentially quite a lot. However, there's bones there that you or I can't, we might think they're animal bones, but we don't know. There's bones everywhere. There's bones everywhere, mate. It's like a front yard.
It's destroyed the family. I've had to be strong. I can't eat. Aye, we're all round. I hope he's happy. I sit at night myself, that's my time for sitting. And that's when I think about it. Oh. And I'll say, I just wish you'd have listened to me. Don't take him in. It's a bad thing to do. And she seemed happy. She did. She would have looked after him. She'd have given him all the money. He wouldn't have stole the money.
I know that. If he asked her for all the money,
him it all.
She wouldn't have hesitated. Near she would. She would have just given him everything.
And no see her ever again. Never to see her again. How somebody could do that and never know. No. Never know.
Pretty horrific stuff, folks. The article that was found at the pathway of 110 Ardshield Road has been confirmed by the pathologist as a human femur, and DNA from that was confirmed as Julie Reilly's leg. I think we can all deduce from that what that actually means. So it's dreadfully sad for the family. In terms of the investigation, as a team, we pull together to get this case the best it can be, so that we get Andrew Wallace through court and get him where he belongs.
It's destroyed my family. It's never going to get any better. But I'm not letting him take me. He's took my sister. He's not taking me. He's not taking my family. We'll bear him. So we will. We'll have to do without her, but we will. I will. I know I will.
One of the maintenance staff here at Braehead
He'd observed what he thought to be potentially a human skull in the water.
Writing chopped up gran, it's horrible. You just don't want this to be memory, like, you don't want to think of my mum and think of this.
To a certain extent, it all culminates in what's going to happen in the next few hours, and it's not lost on any of us.
Tell me your involvement, if any, in the murder of Julie Reilly.
Zero emotion.
I'm now showing you a photograph of remains.
Getting wound up.
Yep.
Here we go.
I need to understand that you're pissed off, right? Just
You need a wee rest. You need to get through this.
Go on, a break. No, on you go.
My view is that Mr. Wallace's defence will be that Julie committed suicide, but we'll let the jury make their minds up. You need to do the honourable thing, Mr. Wallace. I'd ask you and I plead with you. Tell me where Julie is,